All right, so you and me, we understand each other. So that means if you're like me, then you have something in your house that you've been holding on to for way too long. Let me show you Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Ta-da! All right, folks. No, I'm not talking about my husband, but I am talking about his trousers. Dearest Lord, his trousers are a disaster. And can you believe that this man had the audacity to ask me to mend his trousers? All right. So he's had these track pants for far too long, but I'm only able to get rid of these track pants if I can sew him a replacement. No, I figured, why not? I already promised him, I think it might have been since December last year, and I actually incorporated a pair of sweatpants into my Make 9 plans. So in case you missed that video, you can check it out right here. Anyways, I think now is the appropriate time for me to buckle down and make this man a new pair of sweatpants, because this is unacceptable. Let me show you what I mean. Come on, babe. Turn around. Let the people see. Can you guys see that? Probably not. He has a big hole between his legs. Tell me, why would he even ask me to fix them? There is no seam allowance, they are raggedy as hell anyway, and they really just need to be put in the bin, you guys. They need for taswe. Now, I obviously understand the need to get rid of shit that no longer serves you. You might have seen not one, but 2 of my closet purge videos. If you didn't, check them out here or here, wherever, somewhere on the screen. You can see me getting rid of so many items from my wardrobe that just no longer serve me. Unfortunately, I have not been able to convince Hubby to follow my mindset. But this time, we're getting rid of these trousers. So Hubby, strip. I'm just joking. No, camera. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. They're off. All right, you guys. So this is a better look at the track pants. And this right here is the problem. Can you guys see this massive hole? In which life was I actually going to sit at my machine and fix this shit? Impossible. This is worse, I think, than hemming trousers. And you guys already know I hate hemming trousers. So instead of even attempting to darn it together, I don't even know how you would fix this. Instead of that, I'm going to make Hubby a new pair of sweatpants. And it just so happens that it's almost his birthday, you guys. Man's getting old. And I had bought a piece of, I think it was sweatshirting fabric. I think it might have been, from Style Maker Fabrics during their Black Friday sale last year. So I'm going to show you guys what that piece of fabric looks like. Right, so this is the fabric. It's in this gray, what is it? Is it sweatshirting? I don't even know, you guys. It's smooth on one side, and then it has like a ribbed texture on the opposite side. And I just thought that maybe these would make a great pair of sweatpants, but then I don't have much experience with knit fabrics or with sweatpants or with pants in general, to be fair. So this is going to be a trial and error. And no, I'm not making a toile. If anything, these are going to be a wearable toile, because at the end of this process, I will expect Hubby to wear these sweatpants. However they fit, however they look, man's gotta rock them for his wifey. So this is what we're working with, and I want to make the True Bias Hudson sweatpants. I think that's what it is, the Hudson sweatpants, out of this fabric. So I have already printed off the pattern, and I have it somewhere. Like, I printed it earlier this year because I thought I would have made the sweatpants earlier this year, but I kept putting it off because I'm a selfish sewer. But when he asked me to mend those sweatpants, I think it was a couple days ago, that was a kick in the butt that I needed to finally get this project underway. So I need to find my pattern, and then I probably need to take some measurements again, and then I can get started on this project. Now, his birthday is next week. I'm not sure if I'll get it done in time for next week, but I'm definitely gonna try. So first step, I need to take his measurements. So should we do it together? Come on, babe. Come on, babe. Let me just grab my measuring tape. All right, so I got my book, I got my measuring tape, and I got my hubby. So first thing we're gonna take is we're gonna take the waist, the hip, the inseam, the outseam, and the crotch. All right, I'll measure you right. So I'm actually going to measure his waist where he wears his pants. Now, when I'm measuring on myself, I like to measure at my natural waist. That is the smallest point. But because he's a guy, I'm simply just going to skip that and measure where he's probably likely to wear his sweatpants. So right around like his navel or so. And that measurement, yes, really, is 42 inches. So babe, right, 42.
What did it smell like?
Woo! All right, next one, hips. Around the hip is 47. Then the inseam. Spread your legs, babe. 33. And then the outseam. So I'm just gonna like estimate where his waist was because I just need like a rough measurement. And for the outseam, I've got 48 inches. Oh gosh, I'm getting old. Now for the crotch, I probably should get some elastic. One sec. All right, let's do the crotch. From the back, through the legs, and up. 36. 36 inches. Now I'm gonna try and estimate like where the mid crotch is. Oh my God, it looks like I'm groping hubby on camera. Don't call the police. All right, about here. So I'm going to put 21 inches for your back crotch. And then I'll just do the math to figure out what the front crotch is. Now I've got one last measurement that I need to take and it's the crotch depth. But I need to grab a chair. Have a seat, sir. Now for the crotch depth, I'm going to measure from my elastic band to the base of the seat of the chair. And that is, sit up straight. All right. I'm going to say 9 3/8 of an inch. 9 3/8 inch. Right, so that's the crotch depth. So now that I have all of these measurements down, I need to go and look at the size chart for the True by Hudson so that I can figure out what the starting size is going to be. Then I can go ahead and make some adjustments. So if you are curious to see how these pants turn out, then keep on watching. Thanks, B. Hey, boos. So I'm back. It is now nighttime, but my kids are asleep. So I decided that I could spend just a couple minutes adjusting my pant pattern. Now, before anybody leaves me a comment, you can probably hear background noise because it is nighttime and I do live in the Caribbean. And at night, we have the pleasure, you guys, of hearing all of the animals outside. So crickets and grasshoppers and frogs and whatever else happens to be outside. You can probably hear some of that coming through on my videos. Now, I have tried in previous videos to sort of edit out the background noise. There is this option on my editor to reduce background noise. I always use that option, but a couple of people have asked in previous videos if that is feedback or interference. It is not. That is simply the sound of the Caribbean. I can't do anything about God's handiwork, so I'm hoping that it's not bothering you guys too much. But just to satisfy your curiosity, that is what it is. Now, I would love to do all of my recording during the daytime so that I don't have to deal with this noise, but it's just not practical for me. I work a full-time job. I have 2 kids, both of who are under the age of 10. I am married, so I show up when I can show up. So again, I hope it's not bothering you guys too much. Anyways, I'm going to pull out my Hudson trousers. I have put together the pattern as I said before, and now I need to choose a size. So I'm looking at the size chart, and based on what the size chart is saying, compared to what the measurements that I took of my husband are saying, I think I need to make the biggest size. Now, the biggest size that I have before me is a size 42, which is for a waist of 42 inches. Now, hubby's waist was 42 inches. In terms of his hip measurement, when I measured it on camera, was 47. When I measured it off camera, it was 46 and a half. And the size chart has a 46 hip as a size 40, and then a 48 hip as a size 42, which is the largest size. So I'm thinking that I'm going to choose these trousers based on the hip measurement. That is how I would choose my trousers. So I'm going to assume that the process is the same for choosing his pattern size. And so I'm going to choose the size 40 at the hip line. And I am going to blend up and outwards to the size 42 at the waistline. And I'm really hoping, you guys, that that size is correct. Now, in terms of the inseam, the size chart has the inseam as 30.9 for the size 40 and 31 for the size 42. So I am going to do the size 42 length. So again, size 42 at the waist, blend it down to a size 40 at the hip line, and then I'm going to use the length line for the size 42, which will give me a longer inseam. That is what I'm going to do. So now that I know what my starting sizes are going to be, I can do some flat pattern measurements and decide whether I need to adjust the depth or the crotch length for these trousers. I'm not going to mess with the fitting too much just because fitting trousers is still so new to me, and I don't want to end up going overboard with the fitting. So I think I'm just going to do crotch depth, crotch length, make sure that those correspond to hubby's body, and then I think I'm just going to go for it, you guys. So I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to do it on camera just because, why am I not doing it on camera? It's late and I'm tired and I might not get it completed tonight, and I don't know. But once it's done, I'll come back and show you guys, or at least come back and tell you guys what I ended up doing. So time for some paperwork, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound. All right, boos, I'm done. I don't feel confident about the adjustments that I made. And that is just because this is my first time making a pair of men's trousers. And I don't have much experience fitting trousers for myself. So I don't even know why I decided to take on this project. But anyways, I first reduced the entire depth of the pants by 2 inches. Then I increased my front crotch by 2 inches and my back crotch by a whopping 4 inches. I also increased the overall length of the pant leg by 2 inches because this was drafted for a guy that is about 6 foot tall, and my hubby is 6'3" tall, and so I decided to lengthen it by 2 inches. I can always, I guess, shorten it a little bit if necessary, but I don't think it will be necessary. But I won't be able to verify until I actually sew up these pair of trousers. Can't toile it. I don't have similar fabric that I can toile it in, and so I think I said it before, this is just going to serve as a wearable toile, and however these pants turn out, hubby better wear them. And wear them with a big old smile on his face because, whew. Anyways, this is what my back pattern piece now looks like. Can you see the major increase in my back crotch length? And so my crotch has gone now at this very steep angle. Then I lengthened them down at the bottom, as I said already. And for the front, I increased my front crotch by 2 inches, but when I reduced the crotch depth, it also changed the depth of the pocket. I don't like that, and that is the one thing I don't like about the slanted pockets in trousers. When you decrease the depth, you also decrease the pocket back, like the size of your pocket. So I'm hoping it doesn't turn out too small. I'm hoping he can still get his hands in them. He does have guy hands, like he has big hands. So I'm still hoping that even though I had to reduce it by a whopping 2 inches, that he still can get sufficient use out of the pockets. You know what I mean? So this is what the pattern piece looks like. And I did the additional 2 inches as well down the leg seam. So I need to go and throw up my seams. And I think I'm going to call it quits for the night. Did I say that already? I might have said it already, but I went ahead and did the adjustments anyway. But I definitely think I'm going to call it quits for the night and then hoping to cut out my fabric maybe tomorrow. All things equal, when I get home from work tomorrow, maybe I can snag a little bit of time to cut out the pattern pieces. And then we'll see when we get around to actually sewing it up. So for tonight, good night. Hey boos, so I'm back and I've laid out all of my pieces on my fabric. So I'm on the floor because my cutting table is not long enough to hold the entire length of fabric and the pattern pieces themselves are quite long. Now, maybe if I didn't have so much crap on my sewing table, then I could possibly have cut it out up there. But the situation is what it is. And so I'm on the floor and I'm about to cut out my pant pattern. Yay! Alright, so all of my pieces have been cut out and it's time for me to get to my machine and start sewing. So I've been working for about an hour and a half and that includes the cutting out, and this is how far I have gotten with the trackies. So I've got the main track pants put together. I went ahead and did my pockets, and then there is this little detail at the pocket right here. I sewed together my side seams, my inseams, and my crotch. So tomorrow, God's willing, I can work on the waistband and then do the ankle cuffs. But it is past my bedtime, so I'm going to call it quits for tonight. See you guys tomorrow. Hey boos, so I'm just getting in from work. I'm still in my work clothes, but I came straight to my cutting table. I actually want to work on the waistband of the trousers. I already went ahead and put the buttonholes in. I need to open them up and then I can attach the waistband to my trousers. Thereafter, I need to attach the ankle bands down at the ankles, and then my sweatpants will be done. Then we can try it on and it will be the moment of truth. Can these sweatpants actually fit Hubby with the adjustments that I made? So I'm going to go ahead and work on the sweatpants now. Hopefully I'll be able to finish them tonight and then I can have him try them on for you guys. And then you can let me know whether I nailed it or whether I disappointed. Oh my God, you guys. We have entered into a new year and I'm now finally getting to show you guys the Hudson pants that I made for my husband. Have I just completed them? Absolutely not. These suckers have been completed, I want to say, since the end of October 2024. But we have just not had the time or the opportunity, to be fair, for me to come back and show you guys what the finished Hudson pants look like. So, without further ado, let me present to you my hubby boo. Come here, B. Here you go. Here is he. And he is wearing the Hudson pants. So I probably need to go ahead and lower the camera just a little bit. So instead of looking at his handsome face, you guys can have a better appreciation of the pants that I made. All right, so these are the Hudson pants that I made. I put the little buttonholes in the waistband, and you're meant to put like a drawstring thingy in the waistband, but I didn't have one, you guys. You know the ones that come with the finishing at the end? What do you call those? Anyways, I don't have any in my stash, and I thought about making it maybe in like self fabric or some other fabric, but he was completely fine with it without, and so he has been wearing the Hudson pants as they are. Now, in terms of the fit, I feel like they fit him fairly well. Now, let me stoop down. Can you guys see me? When we were doing the measurements, I had gone ahead and measured him like all the way up here. Now, we had a good laugh about it after that video because he's like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be wearing my trousers at my belly button. So I went ahead and did a couple more adjustments so they now sit quite a bit lower on his waistline, and this is where he wants to wear his trousers. Who am I to tell the man where to wear his trousers? Now, in terms of the length, I did go ahead and add 2 inches to the length of the trousers, but I'm wondering if perhaps they could have been a little bit longer. Be step back. They do hit him right at the ankle, and I am aware that these are sweatpants and not typical trousers, and they do have like a cuffing right around the ankle, so perhaps that is the intended length, and I have not heard him complain, so I'm sure that they are fine. In terms of the fit throughout the leg, I feel like maybe I could have gone up a size. I can't even remember at this point what size I sewed, but you would have seen all of that information in like earlier clips from this video. As I said, we're now in 2025 and I am reporting to you about something that I made way back in 2024. I do think just looking at him, he does have quite athletic thighs. He is a footballer, or he was in a previous life. And I'm wondering if maybe the fit across the thigh could have been relaxed a little bit more, but the line drawings seem to suggest that this has like a tapered leg. And so I'm thinking that it's probably intended to taper down towards the ankle. But again, maybe it's just what I like to see my man wearing. Like, I like more loose and relaxed fit trousers, but again, perhaps this is what the pattern intends. So if I make him another pair of sweatpants, I will consider making a different pattern altogether. And then maybe I can like compare and contrast the 2 different patterns on his body. Now, turn around. In terms of the back, it fits him quite nicely across the bum, in my opinion. I do see a little bit of pulling right towards the inner thigh, and that is another reason why I think that maybe he needed a little bit more room across the front legs, because in my mind, the front leg is borrowing a little bit of fabric from the back leg. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not a pant fitting expert, but I have been paying a little bit more attention to the fitting book so far as pant fitting is concerned, because I was on a pant fit journey for 2024, and that is my assessment of the back of the trousers. Again, he's not really bothered. He's probably just going to wear these home anyway. So for my very first make, well, my very first trouser make for hubby, I'm actually quite pleased with these trousers. Now, they do have pockets, you guys, and the pockets have a lovely finish right at the pocket line. And I'm wondering if I stretched it out ever so slightly when I was attaching it, or again, whether this is what is intended. There is just a slight bit of gaping right at the pocket line, but it's easy enough to get his hands in. His hands are actually bigger than mine. Put your hands in your pockets. And they fit quite nicely, I feel like. There's no like unnecessary pulling across like his front when he has his hands in his pockets. So I think that that is fine. So you guys, that's it, me. Thank you. Right, you guys. So those are the finished Hudson trousers. I really am sorry it took me so long to bring them to you. But lives, and better late than never, right? So if I were to rate his pants, I would probably rate them like a 7 out of 10. Because I feel like for my very first attempt, they fit him pretty well. They're comfortable. The fabric is really nice. And I kind of wish I had some of that fabric for myself. It is a double knit, I think it's called a double knit in a slate gray color, and I got it from Style Maker Fabrics. That double knit was quite expensive, you guys. I think it was like maybe $22 US for a yard. Well, at least at the time that I bought it. But I did buy it with the intention of making hubby these trousers. So it was a good investment because I like them and I think he likes them as well. Now, that is one make down for somebody else in 2024. I'm not quite sure if we're going to have any selfless sews for 2025. I do prefer to sew for myself. It's much more fun and much more rewarding. But maybe if he's lucky, I can make him like a matching like sweatshirt or something like that to go with those trousers. I don't have any more of that fabric in my stash. And the colors that I have that can probably make a sweatshirt, he's not going to like it. I cannot imagine him rocking a bright pink sweatshirt. Although real men do wear pink, and he does have pink shirts, but I just can't imagine him wearing like a bright pink sweatshirt. So maybe I can go and source some more material. If I'm lucky, perhaps I can find some more of that double knit on Style Maker, and I can make him a matching sweatshirt for 2025. But do not hold me to that, because I can't promise that that's actually going to be the case. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, then be sure to go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Drop me some comments down below and let me know what you think of this video. Like, do you like the idea of me sewing for somebody else on the channel? Did you enjoy seeing the fitting process? It was hilarious. Like, I'm thinking back to when we were filming the measurements part of this video, and it was funny, you guys. We really did have a good time doing it. So it was a good experience. It was a fun experience, something different. So I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And what do you think about the fit of the trousers as well? Are they trousers, sweatpants, whatever? What do you think of the fit of the sweatpants on Hubby? What kind of adjustments would you recommend if you have a lot more experience than I do in terms of fitting trousers? I am open to your assistance. Like, I'm always open to constructive criticism and helpful tips and tricks and so on and so forth. Just please, I always ask, let's be respectful here on the channel. Please. I don't do bad vibes at all. That is not what we're here for. But if you have something constructive to add to the conversation, then I'm really, really excited for us to talk in the comments. Now, if you have gotten this far in this video and you are not yet a subscriber, then go ahead, put yourself out of your misery, click that subscribe button and turn your notification on so you never miss any of my upcoming videos. Now, usually my videos are recorded and produced so much quicker and then brought to you here on the channel. There's usually not such a big lag between when I start filming and when the video is completed and goes live. But as I said, because it's concerned somebody else other than myself, then it was a little bit more tricky for us to coordinate the final clips for this video, even though my trousers have been made months ago. Anyways, that is all I needed to share with you for today's video. So until next time, you guys, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and absolutely keep sewing. Peace.